Do you see now the difference in our power?
I know we all are familiar with the term AI, artificial intelligence. This is something that every major company all over the world has been like going on and on and on about for the past like 4 years. You start to hear subtle things about it after the pandemic, but it just got crazier and crazier and crazier. It started off as like, oh, you can make little meme videos. You see Will Smith eating spaghetti and it looks gnarly, but it quickly evolved into something else, and we're still in the early stages of it. You see AI showing up across many different types of like job industries. You see AI showing up in gaming. This is what I want to talk about in the video. First off, I'll say this, right? You guys probably seen these AI videos. I'm not going to show it on the video because I don't want to deal with like DMCA's and copyright and all of that stuff, right? But I'm pretty sure you guys seen like AI content. I seen a report the other day that 20% of what people watch on YouTube is AI. So everyone kind of knows what it is, what it looks like. And as for the video game Tekken, someone put together a AI video of what they feel the story should look like, and then they sent that to Harada. He is, or he was, the guy in charge for Tekken. He retired at the start of the year, so now he's kind of just in retirement doing his thing. But before he left, like on his way out, a Tekken player was asking him what did he think about the AI, and was kind of phrasing it in this way of saying the AI is creating a better story than you guys could with your game. And I think his response to that is very interesting because even though there's a lot of people and or there's a lot of companies embracing AI, there's also a lot of people who aren't. Like, I correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the Rockstar developers, GTA is going to be the biggest game ever when it dropped. GTA 5 already is the biggest game ever, so they're basically battling with themselves, right? But I believe they said that they're not really going to do AI like that. They said that AI can't really like be creative because all it does is just copy. And the interesting thing about Harada is he said a very similar thing, right? This is his response here. The original post was deleted because this is usually how it happens, right? When someone tweets at Harada and it's kind of a hot take, Harada responds, people make fun of them. That's not the intended thing, but the internet is the internet, right? The internet will make fun of anyone. But they deleted their post, right? But what I liked about this response from Harada in the first place is that he just analyzes what that person says from a multiple different perspectives. The first thing he talks about, and you guys can pause and read if you really want to like dive into the details of it. But the first thing that he says is how AI can't really do better than something that it's copying from. The guy who said, look at AI, it's doing better than what you guys could. He said, we were working with the best technology in like the 90s, right? You can't make something in the 90s and then 30 years later someone used better technology and be like, look, they did better than you guys. Like, it's not an even playing field. So he kind of like explained that, and I think it's a very good point, right? But then he also talked about how with AI, it can only, at this point in time, it can only, the best parts of it can only copy, it can only replicate. When AI is trying to reproduce its own thing, it is still basing it off of some previous work. Like, I'm pretty sure you guys heard AI music, or you guys seen like original AI art. Even all of those arts are based off of like a Japanese art style, some mega popular song. So it's not really in this point where it can create its own thing. And I kind of don't know if it ever will be because the basis of it is based off of things that came before. So saying that it's better than the things that came before is kind of the reason why people are upset, because a lot of people feel like this is replacing humanity in a sense, replacing the people, replacing the humans, replacing the people who are really out there trying to do great work. And I kind of agree to a certain extent. This is why. I think that AI is like being misused. I think that AI should be a tool and it shouldn't be like AI art. It shouldn't be something that, it should be something used to enhance when you have like limited opportunities. Like, I know there's some game developers out there. I think Arc Raiders is one where they weren't that big of a studio, right? They didn't have that many resources and they had to use AI because, they don't have budget, they don't have money. Something like that I can understand. But But when you have the opposite way around, where it's like a company like Microsoft or something, and they're using AI to replace 2,000 employees, that's the dark side of it, right? And another part of the dark side of it, we'll get back to this Harada tweet in just a second, but another part of the dark side of AI is this here. There's recently a trend on Twitter, and I cannot show you guys the images because I don't want to get clapped up by YouTube's moderation system. That's how bad it is. But you can just see these comments here and what's currently going on Twitter. And I also hear that this is happening on Instagram as well, where if you post a picture of yourself, anyone, right? If a picture hits the internet, what people do is they are using the built-in AIs to these social media services, and they're having them basically declothe the women. You can see these comments say, "Put her in a bikini, put him in a bikini, put her in a bikini," and this is like it really goes wild, right? Make her wear a thong, dress her in transparent, whatever, right? And you can these the thing is that these guys are saying it, but AI is doing it. AI is actually following through, and it will take a ordinary picture and transform it into something bizarre. Now, this started off with like politicians, famous actors, celebrities. But then, the OnlyFans actress, they got more into it because they love when something like this is going on. It's an opportunity for them to grow and expand. So they kind of like poured fuel on the fire where they started to like make it more. Because at first it was more like mimi. It was like, oh, make this person wear a clown suit, make this person do this, right? But the and I don't want to put the full blame on them, but I know they really like amplified it a lot. The OF girls, they really turned it from this thing that was a meme into something that's sexual. And that fire has spread throughout the internet, where now people who are just like normal people, average people, they post pictures to the internet, and you can assume, you can expect for people to show up and basically tell AI to declothe you. And this got a lot of people upset. People were wondering, can they do anything about this, right? Legal action, stuff like that. I think Twitter is trying to do something about it. They haven't made any official statements, but when you look at the Gronk tab, sometimes you'll see people tell Gronk to do something and Gronk won't do nothing at all, or they'll do like some weird knockoff of it. Like they'll just turn them into like an anime picture instead, right? So it looks like they're trying to do something. I know they also shut down the media tab, but it's still not enough, right? When you go over to the Gronk, Twitter page, you just see chaos, and a lot of people are getting clapped up in the process. And I think this is why people also dislike the whole idea of, AI. Because me personally, I think AI is a good tool. There's actual real world benefits of it, but the corporations that's in charge of it and that's creating it is kind of distributing it to the world in the most reckless way possible. They integrated this stuff so deep into their systems, into their platforms, and then now that it's going rogue, or now that it's being abused, they can't really stop it. And to my understanding, both Twitter and Instagram has fallen victim to this thing right now, where people are using AI to do stuff like this. And even before Twitter and Instagram was at this point, I know that there was other AIs outside of like Twitter and Instagram, Chat GPTs. I think it was the one with the S. These AIs was capable of this for a long time already, right? Going back to this Harada tweet, right? So the person sent Harada an AI video. And another part of this AI video that he was talking about, oh yeah, this part here. I'll read it. We are working in a technology-based profession. Given the nature of our industry, its convergence with AI is not a matter of choice, but inevitability. But watching your reaction reminds me of myself back in the 90s when Photoshop was first released. He said, Harada had a sister, right, who did artwork. He said, I excitedly told her, who already a professional manga artist, see, the age of hand drawing is over. And now what's happening here, because I skipped a little bit, but I'll explain it now. So Harada had this sister who basically was an artist, right? And when Photoshop came along, he was telling that sister, like, look, artwork is basically dead. Photoshop is going to replace it. And he was like kind of harping on about it, how that same guy on Twitter was harping on about how, AI videos is going to replace his story. And he was saying that he wasn't really like upset with the guy or angry with the guy. I think Harada's response is very profound, actually. He says, as if I personally discovered or invented Photoshop. Looking back at it, it feels oddly nostalgic. He says, "Ah, I see now. What I'm really looking at here is a past. Is myself in the past." And what he is talking about here is the same way a lot of these people are like really like kind of clamoring and glorifying what AI can do. He kind of sees it as like what he did when Photoshop showed up. And this is the thing, like history kind of repeats itself in different ways, but with how powerful and how heavy AI is pushed, it probably eventually will replace a lot of things. Another example of that is this thing that I just saw here. So this is just today. AI powered VTuber, I don't even know how to pronounce the name, creator has become the most subscribed to streamer on Twitch. So this is a AI content creator, Twitch streamer, completely AI, and they're number one. Number one. Now, I already talked about how 20% of what you see on YouTube is already AI, but the one thing that we were waiting for is for it to pop up on Twitch. Well, I was at least, but maybe it was already there and I just was looking in the wrong places. It's number one already. And when you think about how people could just create these AI bots and AI systems, and then they could just sit back and make a lot of money, that's probably what a lot of people will do. A lot of people probably will just do that. It's easy, right? It's easy to make a script. It's easy to make another script, make a video, put those two things together, synchronize it, however they do it. And then you just upload videos rapid fire. Will the platforms step in, right? Or will they just let it rock because the only thing they care about is money? And whichever way they can make the most money, whether that's through humans creating content or whether that's AIs just making the content and everyone else just screw you, right? Because Twitch is a place where the biggest streamers get bigger and everyone else kind of just like fend for themselves. So and then YouTube, I believe they said they wanted to do something about AI content, but nothing has happened. And then we know Twitter is all for the AI content. So it's just a weird thing that's going on right now. Lastly, I'll show you this thing from Microsoft. Microsoft CEO says people need to stop calling AI slop. We need to get beyond the argument of slop versus sophistication and a development equilibrium. The accounts for humans being equipped with these new cognitive amplifier tools as we related to each other. So, like I said, some people really, really like AI, and they're like jumping at the opportunity to put it into movies. I know Netflix is feeling that way. I think Disney as well. And then you even have companies like Microsoft, which is a titan that produces a lot of things. So AI is just moving in an interesting direction. I think this is still just the start. When AI get to a point where we have like AI that could drive cars, and then you have the whole automotive industry change, that's when I think we'll see the whole world rapidly change. But for right now, I think you will just see this little testing ground that social media is. People will constantly create new ideas, create new things, and then they'll just put it out there in the world and see how it works. The crazy part about all of this is when AI goes rogue or when AI starts doing something that is harmful, and then the people who created the AI doesn't step in. You just have to think about what would that be like if once again AI is self-automated cars. It is a good thing that they're taking so long to create that kind of technology, but if they're just letting Gronk declove everyone, what do you expect them to do? In the real world, right? But I just want to make a video about this. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and bye bye.